Hello, Taurus. It's umomgtarot, and this is your someone secretly talking about you tarot card reading. Let's dive right in, but first, if you'd like your own personal reading, check out the description. There's a link to my website, and let's get started. All right, Taurus, what's in the cards? It's Mercury. They're talking. Right? Could be a Gemini, could be a Virgo, but this is how you think. Communicate, write, talk, and travel. They're talking. They're letting people know what they think of you. Then we've got Gemini energy, but we already been new with our Mercury planetary ruler. The energy is communicative, mischievous, lively, witty, and informative. Stimulating exchanges possible. They're getting a kick out of this. I feel like you're talking to. This is all for the entertainment. They're talking about you for the entertainment of it all, the gossip of it all. Alright, Jupiter. Your confidence, courage, self-belief, and luck. A lot of people getting Jupiter this month. Very growth, expansion, making things bigger than they seem, embellishing. Alright, we've been tipped off. You're talking for the fun, for the entertainment. You're embellishing, you're turning things into stories, making up things about our dear Taurus. So let's have a look-sees with the Light Seers Tarot. Let's see what they're saying. Here we go. First card, Four of Cups. They're bored. They got nothing better to do. They're bored. Emotionally stagnant. They got a victory, they have a loss. They're bored and they're dealing with a loss. Right, so they're talking about you. King of Cups, this person's highly emotionally intelligent. Very, very, very susceptible to being manipulative, but this card's upright, so they're being very emotionally intelligent about the situation. Page of Wands, they're out there. Taurus, and they're loving every minute of it. They're curious, they're probably looking into you, seeing what you're doing, what's your update. Or maybe not, actually. It's Page of Wands in reverse, so you know, there's the anti-research. Maybe that's the blocking. The I'm not interested, I don't want anything, you know, quiet. Maybe even working in the shadows. But the actions that they're taking are very delayed. So maybe late responses. You know, maybe they're talking about you, but they're not talking to you. They're being very strategic in the way that they're communicating. Emotionally intelligent. Making things seem bigger than they are. Or I mean more than they do. This person's trying to manifest. Maybe they're focusing on manifestation, but there's also that throw to magician being ruled by the Mercury. So there's the communication, manifestation factor. The way that they're doing things, the way that they're moving is something of interest. Right? Gemini Mercury energy activated with that Mercury vibe. With Jupiter, we have Sagittarius Pisces energy. This person could be involved over travel. This person could be very introspective. They could be a Pisces, dreamy, psychic, intuitive, sensitive. So they might be the type to go inward, introspective, and try to gain wisdom, try to learn a lesson here. Which that makes sense with the King of Cups, the emotional maturity that they have. But I feel like there might be a victory, a delayed victory. They're waiting for a victory of some sort. And they're talking about you. So, okay, what does that mean? King of Pentacles. They're waiting for a decision from somebody to grant them an opportunity, or to hear from the boss. Maybe the King of Pentacles. The way they think about you, you're the boss. You are the boss. They look at you as an authority or an opportunity, and they're waiting for you, you know, and they're losing. So I don't know. Let's see. Let's go further on that one. They're looking to be recognized for their independence. And they're looking to be, I guess, viewed as that happy, independent, fruitful, in rotation type, joyful, abundant person. And maybe they recognize you as that. Maybe that's why they're talking about you. They want to emulate you to some degree. Hanged Man. They're just waiting. Lots of waiting. So, or some of these people, some of them, for some of you, you're waiting in limbo for this person to talk to you, or waiting in some sort of, they're in a haze and you can't talk to them, but whoever is talking about you might be in the limbo with you of some sort, waiting for some sort of time period, opportunity to reach out to you or to talk directly to you, or I don't know what's going on. Then we have the Ten of Swords, so we know there's an ending there, a feeling of betrayal, backstabbing. Ten of Swords, 10 swords in the back. It's like, that's a clear signal that we are done here. And so maybe maybe this marks the end of that connection, or maybe they're talking about you and making up stories because they're really not planning to have anything to do with you again. Maybe they're waiting on things to change, maybe waiting on that show of independence. Something that I feel like you are, they're trying to build a path, or trying to refocus on a path, and maybe you're part of that. Maybe you're a distraction from that, or maybe you're someone they're competing with. You know, maybe they're comparing themselves to you. I don't know. Some cups, but they're very emotional about this. So I feel like they're distracted by something that is making them talk about you, because maybe you're an example, or maybe you're involved, or maybe the way that they look at you, they're having to pivot their focus from you to something else. Ace of Swords, yeah, they're looking to shift their focus or their mentality to somewhere else, and that usually takes a little bit of isolation. So maybe they're not communicating with you, but they might communicate about you, and you might hear it. And by the time you hear it, it might be a little embellished. Maybe not even communicating about you, but what you hear is like something they may have said years ago or something, you know? So yeah, it looks like they're refocusing. They're talking about you. If they're talking about you, it's kind of like what you heard about you may not be, the context may not be there, because this person seems to be refocusing on other things. It feels like you yourself, you are fruitful, successful, expansive growth, and have people around you talking. But it feels like the person being discussed, or someone's keeping you in a state of limbo. You're not quite sure, and that may make your imagination run wild and talk about them in turn, or speculate, which would stir a storyline or two that wouldn't otherwise exist. So there's that to ponder on there. But for now, that's your reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe. Leave a comment, share the video. And if you'd like your own personal reading, check out the description. There's a link in the website. Link in the description to the website. And if you'd like to check out my Etsy shop, hit me with some traffic. I've got your Wheel of Fortune candle and other candles, as well as fragrance oils and gemstones and cool stuff. So check that out. And yeah, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.